Yeah, you're all
Okay.
you're all right.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So let mute file, meaning that we're going to do something to file, or that we can change files later. I guess. I don't. I mean, but okay. In this case, is the change that we're doing to file this file.read to string?
And you can see this. Yeah, yeah, you can see this. Look on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Fn read to string. It takes a ref mute self, which means you have to have a mutable reference to whatever is before the dot.
Okay. All right. That makes
So
sense.
again, honestly, when I do this, I usually build up the code like a lot more incrementally. Instead of,
Uh huh.
I guess we should have done that instead of pasting it in. But
Yeah.
like I usually don't have my variable be mutable by default. And then when I get to a function call like this, I'm like, oh, it needs
It
to be
has to
mutable.
be.
So I go back and I put mute on.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah,
All
you
right.
can always tell this from the, and that's helpful for you as a user too. Like if you pass something off. Okay, I'm programming Python a lot for work now, right? You never know in Python if you pass something to a function, is it going to get modified in that function?
Okay.
You don't know. So a lot of people in Python, they'll do what's called a defensive copy. So you'll make a copy and you'll send that to the function just in case they mess with it.
Okay.
But in Rust, every function tells you, does it take it by value, which means you give it away, you can't get it back? Unless the function returns it to you. So that would be a plain self.
Yeah.
Does it take an immutable reference, which is just an ampersand self? It's most people pronounce it ref. Or
Okay.
does it take a mutable reference? In this case, it takes ref mute self. So
Okay.
you know I'm giving you this self, and it might not come back the same.
Okay.
So if I need it this way, then I know I need to copy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have let mute contents. So we're making another variable called contents,
Yep.
and the contents are just a new string,
Yep.
or it's just a string.
Yeah, this is a new string. So this,
New is specific though.
yeah, creates a new empty string. You'll see there.
Okay. Perfect. And then after that, this is where we actually mute the file, or we do something to the file where we read to string
Yeah.
the contents. So let me put read to string on. That way I can see what.
Yep.
So it takes that's so the ampersand you said is ref. Okay. So the ref mute self. So it takes ref mute self, and then what is the syntax, or what does this mean here? So this buf colon. What does that mean? Boof. What does boof mean? Oh, you're chewing. Okay. Look at you. Look at you go. I'll just keep reading that. This function
Buff.
returns a number of.
Sorry. Buff is a variable name. So we've been talking a lot about functions that take self. Self is a special case where you don't have to like give it a name and a type.
Sure.
But in general, when you have a function, you give the argument a name. In this case, buff, because it's a buffer.
Okay.
And then you put a colon, and then you put the type of the argument. So the way I would read this is buff is a ref mute string. So a mutable reference to a string.
Mutable reference to a string.
Yep.
I just don't understand really what the ampersand is. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know what that syntax means.
Yeah.
Immutable variable.
Yeah.
Mute can be
So
used.
you've probably heard of a pointer.
Yeah, but I don't really know what it is.
Yeah. So a pointer is basically the address of something. So
Mhm.
Rust actually makes this really clear. If this did not take ref mute string, let's say it just said buff colon string, then that would be what's called a move in Rust. That would mean that this function, when you called it on buff, it would take ownership of buff away from you so that you could not use buff anymore afterwards.
Okay.
So that's just called a move. And you can think of that as the object lives somewhere in the memory on your computer. And
Okay.
when ownership is transferred, it actually gets moved out of that memory and put somewhere else. So that's why it's called a
Okay.
move.
Okay. And then once it's out of that memory, we can't access it
We can't
again.
access it anymore because we actually don't know where it is.
Okay, that makes sense. So I guess it's all right. So it's the same. It's kind of like the same. It's almost like the same idea as like the mute, like let mute file
Well,
because we
hold
can.
on.
Okay.
So that's a move, right? You can also
Yes.
you can do what's called a borrow,
Mm-hmm.
which leaves the thing in the place and you let somebody borrow it. And this is what's like called a pointer in other languages, if you've heard that. So essentially, instead of taking the object itself, you're taking its address and handing it off to somebody else.
Okay.
So that it's
And
still in
okay.
the same memory location and you both know where it is.
Okay.
So that's a borrow. You can let somebody borrow it. And that would just be a plain ref.
Okay.
One, and it would just say buff colon ampersand string. But Rust has this added element of whether a borrow, in that case, can be mutable or immutable. And this,
Okay.
don't think too much about this, but I'm going to say it just to be precise. This is really helpful when you're thinking about like multi-threaded programming
Okay.
because you're allowed to have multiple immutable references, basically multiple readers. Like multiple people can look at the value of something at one time, but you can only have one mutable reference
Okay.
because multiple people can't try to change the thing at a time.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That makes sense.
But until we get to something like that, you can basically just think of it as ref mute and ref being the same thing. It's just I need to use this again later, so I'm only letting you borrow it. You can't move out of my memory.
Okay.
So because we actually want to get the contents of the string back, uh, we have to pass it a reference.
Okay. All right. So that's what that did. That's what that does.
Yeah.
Okay. We're essentially taking the contents of the file and putting it in a new string.
Yep.
All right. And then now this down here says assert underscore EQ. Macro asserts that two expressions are equal to each other. Oh, okay. So this would assume that is this like a test almost? Like it just
Yes.
says that if the contents say hello world,
Yes.
then we're okay.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you should actually delete that because your file is not going to say hello world.
Right,
That
yeah.
was just part of the example. So Rust,
Yeah.
this is like really a minor thing, but Rust has this concept of doc tests.
Mhm.
So when you run the documentation or generate the documentation, or when you run tests, I think it will actually look for examples in your code and run those.
That's
So
cool.
that actually gets run in the documentation. But
Nice.
for your case, you don't need that.
Yeah, right. Okay. So we don't need this and we
Yep.
don't need that.
You actually do need the OK if you want to leave the return value on your main function.
The return value this?
Yeah, if you want to delete
Oh,
that,
right, right,
then you
right,
can
right,
get rid
right.
of the OK.
Right. But we don't do we I mean we don't necessarily want to, right? We don't want to delete that.
Well, you are still using. Yeah, you don't want to delete it because you're still using a question mark on read to string, because that can
Oh, that's
also
right.
fail. This is. I mean, Rust is interesting because it actually makes you think about all the things that can fail. Like I could fail to open the file. I
Yeah.
could have an open file and fail to read from it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, obviously we know that we're not reading from foo.txt.
true.
We're going to be reading from and this is a path. Is it like a do I can just is it a local path? Can I just put a local path in here?
Yep.
So like dot dot slash.
No. Remember, we're compiling from the root of the project. This is why we did that. No dot dot
Oh,
slash.
oh,
It's all from the root.
right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yep. So test files, and then it was geom.txt. Okay, great. All right. So now we can read dot file dot read to string, and then as long as all this goes okay, we're cool. Okay. But I want to print the contents. I want to print that to the screen. So now I guess I can open this. now I guess I need to think about if I just do the print line exclam, I can that's fine because I'm not trying to format this. I just want to know that it's actually reading it. So I can just do print ln. All right, so print line this. Oh, did I do something wrong here?
Yeah, so in Rust, you may have seen in other programming languages, you actually have to write
Oh,
return.
uh-huh.
You don't have to write return in Rust because everything evaluates to some value, and you can just return a value directly. So you
Okay.
actually need that okay at the very bottom of the function,
Okay. So it
and you
then
need it without a
it would
semicolon because the semicolon
so
actually prevents it from being returned.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So what do I do here?
You were
Oh
you were
wait,
on the
this
right
oh wait.
track. Yeah.
Okay,
You
okay,
just
okay.
need to do it before the okay.
So I need to do this.
Yep.
And then is it in parentheses? Is it in parentheticals?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I just do
So
context.
macros are special because they have the exclam, um,
Hmm.
but you still call them like functions after that.
Okay. All right. Now I guess I want to see if it actually compiles, huh? Okay, let me save it. Let me save it.
Yeah,
All
go
right,
for
we're
it.
saved.
Yeah. I actually would have been running it before now even, but
All right, look at that. So it said you might be missing a string literal to format with. Okay, so it suggests that I need to add this here, these here, and then that, and then a comma. Could not compile. Okay, that's fine. Okay, well that still says it's upsetty spaghetti. Not anymore. Okay, perfect. Hey, look at that. We did it. Okay. So I guess this print line, this is still some form of like formatting that I had to do on the contents of it.
yeah. So all of the print and write macros, like the compiler told you, they require a literal string for the formatting. So yeah, you usually end up having to do that.
Okay. I really like that it told me. It was like, here's
Yeah.
a hint of what you should do. That's really I really like that. That's really nice.
Now, if you want to print something a little dirtier and quickly, you can use dbg exclam because that you can
Hmm.
just put contents directly in. So that uses a
Okay.
different formatting scheme. It uses
Yeah.
debug printing instead of um, like nice printing, display
Like
printing.
formal printing.
Yeah, but it's a
Okay.
little, but it's faster to write. You know,
All right. Well, hey, look at that. I did it.
you did it. Yeah, you could. Do you want to commit this
What do you mean commit
like
it?
in Git? Are you gonna track this in Git?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think
I mean,
about
you don't have
that.
to put it on GitHub, but just practice Git stuff too.
Yeah. I mean, I would
Initial
I
commit load geometry from file. Boom.
yeah. Do I have maggit installed? Oh, I do. I do have it installed.
You do?
Yeah, because this is my yeah, because I used on my work. Remember yesterday when we were working, or 2 days ago,
Yeah.
on my workstation, I was committing stuff, or I changed my init.l to this one.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Control
Control
X
X G.
G. Yeah.
Control X G. No,
Uh oh. Are you sure? I
not
thought you
well,
did
not
that at
in.
work.
Oh, I did. Oh man.
All
Ugh.
right, go back. We can add a couple things to your init L anyway.
Okay. That. All right. Fine.
But do
Fine.
you
Don't
remember how to
fine.
install Maggot? I'm gonna finish my biscuit, then I'm done eating.
Wait. What do you mean? Just like using the. You mean like in the init.l? Yeah. Yeah. Not like some special thing or anything. Use dash package magit insure. Oh, it's an L. Insure T baby. It's working. It's working. Ayo, maggot, magpie. Checking, checking. Man, being thrust straight into all that syntax was a bit unnerving, dude. That's a bit unnerving. All right, so that's installed. Is there anything else that you wanted me to add? You said we wanted to make a couple changes. Oh,
Actually, I think that's good. We'll just do it in Rust mode for now.
okay.
Yeah, go down to your bind,
Okay.
add a new set of parens.
A new set of parens, so like
Yeah,
here.
yep.
Okay.
Okay, so I usually bind LDoc to Control C D. No less than. That's only for the F keys.
Okay.
Um,
And then
yep.
dot.
I think it was just LDoc, right?
Yeah, it was just L dot.
Okay, and then go over one, and then another pair of parens. No, not like close. Like add another binding.
Oh. Okay.
And
Okay.
then for this one, I usually do. I think I do Control C A. This is for your code action.
Okay. What was it? Do you remember what it was? It was like,
I think it was eglot code
oh yeah, yeah.
actions.
It was, yeah, eglot code actions. Okay.
And then that's it. So yeah, close that paren. And then go down under outside the whole use package and evaluate.
Okay. Perfect.
Yep. Beauty.
Money.
Okay.
All right. Perfect.
Personally, do you like how long it takes company to act up? Or do you want it to be faster, slower?
I haven't noticed right yet that it's slow or
Okay.
fast.
Okay.
So like, I don't know. I don't know
All right,
yet.
we'll leave that alone for now then.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, perfect. Hop back over.
I hate my life. I keep hitting the wrong freaking buttons. I need to get. I need to get better. I need to get better at using the keyboard without like looking at it. I'm so bad at that. I had my wife do the monkey typer thing the
Yeah.
other day. She can type 20 words up faster a minute than I can.
No.
Yeah, I'm really slow at typing. Yeah. As people probably noticed in the last video.
Well, it's hard with. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt with programming because some of these symbols are hard even for me to reach. Like when I start
No,
typing brackets and stuff.
no, don't give me the benefit of the doubt. It's because I'm slow.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we got the geometry. Oh, do you want to commit? Did you do it?
No, I know I've not committed yet. Control X, G. Okay, untracked files. Oh man, hold on. I don't remember how to do this. I wrote it down at work because I knew I was going to forget.
So the first step is to stage your changes. So you do that with S. Yep.
S. Staged.
And then
wasn't it? It's like Control C, Control C.
No, that's how you finish your commit. So again, you can hit question mark here, and it shows you all the commands.
I didn't know that. Okay, I forgot that. Let me see. Okay, so if I wanted to commit, is it just Control C, C?
Nope, it's just C. It's just exactly what it says.
Oh, okay. So C.
And then ignore everything and just look bottom left, buddy. And hit C again.
Okay. Commit. All right, sweet. I started a project.
Yep.
Started the Crawford projects.
So I don't want to tell you how to write your own commit messages, but
Perfect.
the name of the project of your project is Crawford_proj.
Oh yeah, started the.
So